Hello, and welcome to your very scuffed tutorial on how to, I'll just show some of the functions of this model as of currently. I still have some things to adjust, some stuff to fix, but I wanted to show you what I've got so far. I'm going to go to the avatar um, thing. You'll load it here. You won't have this many models. You only have the one you put in your folder. But let me show you some of the settings we have set up in here. Currently, right now, he has his full range, left, right, up, down, like full range of motion. But you can limit that amount. So what I was doing was I think I had this set to 15. Might have been negative 10 that I had it set to. That way, your model can only look in that direction. So like my camera, like my face is facing the camera right now, but he's tilted to the side. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and just give him his full range of movement here. These are all default tracking functions. So, for example, IX, that is the horizontal left-right movement of the eyeball. So as my pupil moves left and right, and it shows the input and the outputs. The input is what it sees my eye doing, and the output is what it's telling the model's eye to do. It'll make more sense as you use the model. Let's see. But I'm going to show you some of the extra ones I've added, which is everything below body Y rotation. So brows Y plus pupil shrink. What this is when the eyebrows are lifted. It raises, it shrinks the pupil. So for example, if I were to set this to 0 and this to 0, it's not tracking my eyebrows, so it's not outputting anything. And you can change this value to be less sensitive. That way, like, the pupils, like I'm moving my eyebrows a little bit, but it won't go up too much unless I go all the way up. You can see it hits the 1 range. This is like the highest my eyebrows can go. So you could even probably set those 0.9. That way you have to like really raise your eyebrows for it to make the pupils shrink. And you can change the output as well. Right now the pupils only shrink to half of what is possible. If we set that to 1, they will shrink to the smallest size that's rigged into the model. I'm going to set it to 0.5, maybe even 0.7. Set this to 0.7. Definitely feel free to tinker around with these values, and if you don't like it, you can put 0 in all of them, and then it like won't do anything, or you can just delete it and re-add it later if you want. But I'm going to go ahead and set this back to 0.5. Brow form anger. So that is when the eyebrows go down. It changes the shape of his actual eyeball. I can set this to 0, and now when I move my eyebrow, the shape of that won't change. I have a lot of things set to his eyebrow movement actually. So like the wing movement as well, is set to eyebrow movement. Whereas if I were to set this to 0, it won't really move. So you're welcome to, like, if you don't like these functions, tinker around with them, change them up, stuff like that. This also closes the wing. So like when I lift my eyebrows, it makes his wings kind of open up, and then when I put them down, they kind of close. So that's a little bit of some of the like custom tracking that I put in here. Again, feel free to tinker. You can't really break it. We can always set it back to the file, the version that I sent you. And now we're going to look at some of his hotkeys. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock movement config. And where is that? Movement config, so like kind of makes the model float around in space. If I turn that off, his feet stay very like, his feet are staying exactly, and the model's not like floating around. So we are gonna show you the hotkeys that I have set up right now. Probably gonna add a few more. I want to add some animations, but I have them set to random keys. So like Control +1. So they're set to random keys, which is Control 1 through 9, Control Q through T, and then F1 through F7. All have hotkeys, and you can change these keys. You can even remove the keys entirely and use a software to activate your hotkeys instead. Everything in here you can change. It won't break anything, I promise. So for the anger hotkey, which is this one, Control 1, it makes a little angry vein pop up, and it also changes like the shape of his eyes for like his angry look. It is set to stop after 10 seconds, so it's been 10 seconds, so it faded away. That's how a lot of the expressions are, even the blep, which is Control 2. So a lot of his expressions are set to that. So this will fade after 10 seconds, but some of them won't, such as the blanket, which I have set to F1. Since that's more of a prop, I mostly have like prop hotkeys set to like F1 and F2. We have the controller. F3 we have the pink axe. F4 we have the pow hammer. F5 we have the wand. F6 we have this sword. And then that's all I have for the F keys. So let's go through what Control 3, Control 4, Control 5. It's kind of like a sad, sleepy look. If his arms go down, his wings go down. Control 6 is GGG, which makes the bottom of his eyelids kind of round and smiley. Oh wait, no, this is Control 7. That was Control 6. This is Control 7, which is the sparkly eyes. Control 8, which is the heart eyes. And you can, pair the hotkeys together. Control 9, we have the pinch eyes. So he's all like squee. Control Q, the sad. Control W. Oh, I have to fix some of the layering issues here. Right there. Just kind of a random pose with his arms, although I don't know if I really like it. Control E is a function that is built into Live 2D, so you can change the colors of the model. I just set it to like a random color. So it's not set to anything specific. You can change that in the customize model. I have a whole video tutorial on that. Let's see, what else do we have? Control R. Ah, yes, Control R turns his teeth on and off. Let's see, Control T. I think that's all of the hotkeys I have right now. I still need to do some animations for him. You can also create your own expressions here in the expression editor. These are like the ones that I've created so far, but you can create a new expression. And so what that does is it gives you access to every parameter that is rigged into this model. So, for example, IL open. You can specifically close that eye. That's a track parameter, so if I activate this, that eye's not going to blink anymore. Whereas if I turn it off, it will. But these kind of work to like override to help create expressions. Definitely feel free to play around with these. You might be able to create something fun with them. We also have the hotkeys, so you can turn like the vein on individually, or the blep, eye form, and you can like mix and match them. They might kind of get a little janky when you're squishing a bunch of them together, but you can create your own expressions in here, or you can edit expressions I've created that way if you want something specific to happen. This just gives you access to each parameter. We have the controller, and when you are using the controller, I do have to go and turn his default arms off, which is arm R off and arm L off. And he does have rigged in here, if I can find it, joystick movement for each arm that is on the x-axis and the y-axis, so moving forward and backwards. This can be mapped to controller input using something called, oh, what was it called? Nyan something. Whoops. But he does have the control movement individually for each arm. What? You can also change the color of the controller using the similar method that I used to do, you know, this. I can go to customize model. Let me turn the controller on. Where is it? Not that one, not that one. There it is. Customize model. Let's do... Oh, yeah, see, I missed some of his thumbs. So let me just go to this. I'm going to hit OK, OK. I'm going to click on that thumb that I missed. That's what this one's called. I'm going to hit paste, OK, paste, OK. Other thumb, paste, OK, paste, OK. But we can also change the color of the controller. It's drawn in white, so it'll take any color pretty good. And each little art mesh is its own separate piece. So you can change the color in here if you want. And then you'll hit OK. And then you'll go to your shortcut menu in here. Scroll all the way down. You can create a new one or just save over this one. And you need to specify that your hotkey action is going to be art mesh color preset. And then you can hit record setting. And that's going to save the current setting, and then that's set to Control E, so I can turn that off, and then it's back to the normal version. So that's it for starters. I'm going to add more animations. I still have some rigging to kind of fix here and there. I want to fix the mouth sensitivity. It's like... Okay, there we go. I think that's better. Yeah, I'm gonna set it to lower. I think that's better. Maybe over here. I don't know. It's different depending on if you're using a webcam versus iPhone. And I might change that pupil shrink. I'm gonna set this back to like 0.7. That way the pupils don't shrink like all the time 80.8. That way he looks, you know, a little less unhinged. And you can just set this to 0, get rid of it. Oh yeah, smile GG. So like when your mouth smiles, it kind of changes the shape of the lower eyelid. I think that's pretty much most of it for now. Still some tinkering to do, but this will get you at least somewhat familiar with how this thing's working so far. Yep. Wow, wow, wow. Now he looks like a little bat. Anyways, that's all I've got for now. So I will leave this to you to look over, and hopefully you find it useful in some way.